Hello, welcome back to JuJu's Journey. Today I'm sitting down to do my weekly cash stuffing and sharing a little bit about my paycheck and how I'm going to be putting my money to work. I use a zero-based budgeting approach and cash envelopes to help me stay organized, plan ahead, and be intentional with my spending. Come hang out with me while I count the cash, stuff my envelopes, check in with my budget, and chat about real life money management. If you enjoy cash stuffing, budgeting, saving money, and following along with my journey of starting over and creating a life that I love, I'd love for you to subscribe and come back next week. So we're going to start off with my wallet. First of all, let me show you what this is. You know what these are? They're tips. So far, in my journey of working at the dry cleaners, I got a $20 tip and I shared it with my coworker because all I did is happen to go, I was the only one that, I took him. My coworker was working with someone else that came in to get their clothes. So, of course, I waited on this gentleman, and all I did is go get his clothes and cash him out. And he gave me a $20 tip, which I tried to decline, but he insisted. So I split it with my coworker. And now my coworker, when he receives tips, he splits some with me. So I've gotten, I think this past week, one day I got another dollar, but I spent it on something. But I've made $13 in tips since I started my little job, and I think that's cute. I didn't expect to receive tip money, and there are a lot of people that do a lot more work dry cleaning than I do. But like I said, dry cleaning world is a whole world. Respect your dry cleaners, I'm telling you. You have no idea what goes on. There's a lot of processes. It's just quite an amazing thing I never thought about before. Okay, so we're going to start with my cash wallet. And if you know, I'm JuJu, and my wallet is a complete mess. So let's just look how I've just tossed money. I should have gotten my bill money out before. I should have actually done that part before I started videotaping, because I do need to look and see what came out of my debit, my checking account. But maybe I'll do that off camera and write it down so I'll know what we'll do next week. Because I do know that I have used my debit card a few times this week. Not as much as I normally do, like I have been. But I did DoorDash, so that's a debit. And I'm sure some bills came out. But like I said, I'm prepared in my checking account for that to happen. So let's turn this little booger around. I'm going to start by getting my crunched up receipts out so I can scan those into Fetch. If you need to use Fetch, guys, I'm telling you, it's awesome. It's real easy. You download the app, and then all you do is take a photo of your receipts with your phone from the Fetch app, and you'll receive at least 25 points per receipt. You have a 10-day window. You have to scan them in before the receipt's 10 days old. But look at all my receipts from this past week. And when you get a certain amount of points, and some receipts will actually give you more points if they're promoting a certain item and you bought it. So, but you get at least 25 points every receipt that you scan. And then when your points build up, you can redeem those points for gift cards. It can be to your, some of your stores that you shop in. I redeem mine for Amazon, but restaurants, a lot of different things that you can redeem your points for. It's amazing, very amazing. So I'm going to take my receipts and set them aside and scan them in off camera. But I will try to remember to put the fetch link in the description of this video. So if that's something you're interested in, you can just you can click on that link and it will take you directly to fetch under, like, because you'll be linked to me, but it'll give me points if you download the app through my app. But it will also give you bonus points as well. So it's a win-win for both of us. So if fetch is something you're interested in trying, it would be a great idea just to use the link I put in the description, and that way it's a win-win for both of us. But let's go ahead and, what I normally do is unstuff my wallet with all my cash, and then I use that money for savings challenges. But it looks like this week I don't have a lot of money left over because I have been spending my cash, but I know I used my debit card a few times. It looks like I have only ones, so I'm not going to be able to take any of the other cash and apply it to paying off debt. I'm only going to be able to use these ones in my savings challenge. And I will stick my $2 tip money to the side as well. And then that $15, I couldn't quite figure out how I had an overage of $15 in my kids' binders. I hope I didn't shortchange somebody $15. But I'm going to take this money and I'm going to apply it, and that can go towards the debt because I've checked all my balances. I already wrote in on my little tracking sheets today. I've already updated them, but I counted the money in that binder and everything's just right. So the math is mathing. I just had too much cash in one. So I'm just going to take that cash and apply it somewhere else. So if you know me and you've been here, you know that I am on a very tight fixed income. I'm living off of retirement. I'm 58 years old. I get a $3,000 check from for where I have my retirement invested. And I'm still living in my house that I raised my children in. So I have a 3,000 square foot home, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 heat pumps. I have all the bills that come with a big house. And when I say big, I don't mean like it's a mansion, but I could be living as a one person, like my husband. I'm a widow. So I could be living in a very smaller place, and my bills probably would not be as extreme as they are here. But my house is paid for, so I'm not moving quite yet. I'm not ready to sell. I don't know how that future is going to turn out with the plan that I have, but maybe in the next 6 or 7 months we'll know for sure if I can move forward in a new direction or not. So what I have done, I started this whole cash envelope stuffing the January 1st after my husband passed away. So it was January 1st, 2025. And that first year, up until a couple of months ago, I've been able to get 1 month ahead. And 1 month ahead in my mind is just the $3,000, So I have $3,000 that I want to keep in my checking account, no matter what. Then I usually like to keep about $1,000 more for my debits that I use, because I never, ever, ever want my balance to go below the $3,000, because that's money that's saved. But I still keep it in my checking account instead of moving it somewhere else. I haven't gotten so secure in my finances to actually have that $3,000 sitting in my high yield savings account yet. Because I really think, oh my gosh, what if I go over with a debit card, you know? So the only way and then every month now when my paycheck goes in, my monthly check, I have already pre-planned my budget for the upcoming month, or the month that that paycheck's intended for. And I already know every single penny of where that money's going. Like $5 is going to go here each week, blah, blah, blah. And I go and get I make sure I have $3,000 in cash in the right denominations, and I put all of that money into this binder. And then I still only stuff once a month because for me, and this is me only, because I do have post-stress PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, from my husband passing away. I do not want to take all of my cash and stuff it once a month and then have to go take away from what I've stuffed it for. Because what I've stuffed it for has already given me so much security and taken away so much anxiety of knowing I'm going to be okay financially without my husband, that if I needed to come here and take cash out of this binder, it'll be okay. I can start back over with that, but I do not want to ever try to touch that. So if there was an emergency, I would use this cash first, and then I would go and start unstuffing envelopes. You know, you get what I mean? But I still like to stuff weekly just because I want to have this cash on hand in case something happens. And I don't want to unstuff what we've already done. Anyways, but I try to give every dollar a purpose before I spend it. So here we go. I've stuffed my stuffed my binder for the whole month. This is my bank binder. Now my bank binder is going to stuff everything else this week. JuJu is me, and JuJu gets $50 a week to pretty much spend on whatever I want. If I want to buy my grandchildren ice cream, or if I want to, go to a convenience store and get a cold Pepsi or something that's just for me. Anything I want. And usually I have money left over, but this week I only had ones, and I don't know which category it came out of. Groceries is now receiving $70 a week. 2, 4, 60, 70, because it used to get 50, and then lunch got 20. But now that I'm working, I've completed 4 full weeks of work. So now that I'm working, we don't do lunch anymore. Everybody's responsible for their own lunch. Lots have changed this year. Dining out still gets $30 a week. And miscellaneous is going to, well, let's get there first. Miscellaneous is going to get 10. And that means if I go over on my lunch, on my, eating out, or any of these categories, then I can use this for miscellaneous. And giving always receives 5, and that's the only envelope I don't unstuff at the end of the week because I like to let it build up. And I used every penny of giving this week. I gave it to someone who was going off to college as a special little gift, so they could have a little extra money. And I'm going to make sure I don't have any more ones. I do have change I need to remove. And I did, I've been putting all my change in that gigantic Coke bottle bank. Y'all, it comes up to my waist. And it's like 12 inches in diameter. but I'm just going to go step up and put it in here. If I ever fill this booger up, I think we can have a party. You know, a big party. Probably take me a year to cash that out. So now that my cash wallet is stuffed, I can move on to stuffing my binders. Like I said, I did not look online to see what came out this week. But in this bank binder, that's my water bill. I'm sure I don't know which day it comes out. I think it's in the middle of the month. Electricity's already come out, but I haven't paid my bills yet. I mean, I like to even put my bill money, take it out and put it in here, even though it gets drafted. Because I like to touch my money, pay my bills, have that whole experience. Because if you don't see your money, you kind of tend to think, oh, there's plenty of money in my checking account, you know? So these are the categories if you watch me flipping through. So now I'm with my weekly cash stuffing money right here. So let's get started. We're going to start with high priorities. Woo! So I'm debt free, so I do not have credit card debt. I don't have a house payment. I do not have a car payment. But what I do have that is very stressful for me are these 4 bills. These are the bills that I pay once a year. I do get a discount on paying house insurance and car insurance in one lump sum. I think it's like a $600 savings or something. But, you know, house taxes and car taxes, they come out once a year. And these 4 bills scare me to death because they're so expensive. So what I decided to do was start using the snowball method. Dave Ramsey does it. If you have credit card debt, he says focus on paying one off, but still pay the minimum on the others. But I have a weekly budget that I put on these anyway. So my weekly budget for house insurance has always been $50. My weekly budget for car insurance has always been $40. And my weekly budget for house taxes, I think, was always $25. And then car taxes, my weekly budget was $20. So what I started doing is any extra money that I did not spend in my cash wallet, I just started putting it all towards car taxes. And then all of a sudden, I got it fully funded. I've met my goal with what I'm going to have to pay car taxes for this upcoming year. I fully funded it at $700. Okay, my house taxes, my goal for house taxes were $1,200. Well, when this became fully funded, I took the $20 from there and added it to the $25 that I normally budgeted for this. And so then I started sinking $45 into house taxes every single week. And then any extra money that I had in my cash wallet, not the ones, just the 5s and the 10s and 20s, I would put here. Well, I've got it fully funded. So now we're talking, in my budget, I already had $45 going here. Now I'm taking that $45 that used to be put aside to go to this each week. Now I've taken that $45 and I've added it to the $40 that I used to budget to go to car insurance. And now each week I'm putting $85 to car insurance. And any extra 5s or 10s that I may have left over in my cash wallet, or 20s, they go right here until I get this fully funded. Well, the goal for this envelope is $2,400. So let's go ahead and then, of course, I have budgeted for my house insurance $50. So let's go ahead and start. Now you'll know why I do things a little bit differently there. Okay, so I need a $50. Is this our last? No, we've got one more cash stuffing at the end of this month. So, that's weird. Okay, so house insurance is going to receive $50. And that brings us up to $1,000 in my Ally savings account, earning an average percentage of 3% interest each month. Sometimes it's 3.3, sometimes it's 3, but the average is 3%. Last month I made $45, and I think I get to check it tomorrow on the 17th to see how much money I made this month. So I don't just let cash build up and sit in my cash wallet. I'm going to take it to my checking account, and then I'm going to transfer it to Ally Bank. I'll put Ally's, it's a high yield, it's a bank that has high yield savings account in it. So I've created one a little over a year ago. It's real easy to link to your bank, and I can transfer money to there, and I can also transfer money from Ally back into my checking account that's in my hometown. So right now, in house insurance, in that bucket at my Ally Bank, I have 1,000, 100, 200, 300, 400. And then in real cash, I've got 450, 500, 50, 650, 60. $1,660 is what I have. And guess what the goal is? 3,600. And I even totaled it up whenever I updated my trackers. I still have $1,940 to go to get to my budget. That gives me anxiety. Although that's not due until February 2027, it still gives me anxiety. I'm not even halfway there yet, y'all. Okay, but my car insurance, I'm going to give $85. And I do not have any more 50, so this is going to be quite interesting on how I did my budget this month. I don't know how I did it. So we got 2, 4, 60. I told you something kind of fell off. And I know I thought I did my math right. There's 80, 2, 4, 60. Oh, is there another 20? Because it's supposed to be 85, right? 20, 40, 60, 80. Put this 10 back. $85 is going there. Let's get this money organized. So let's get all the 20s where it goes, and then we should be just right. Okay. So I've got 1,000, 100, 200, 300 in my Ally account. 350, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 1,500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, that's 1,600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, that's 1,700, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So I've got $1,765 going towards my car insurance, and my goal for that is $2,400. I have $635 left to go. But remember that 15 that I said I don't know how it got where it was? I don't know what it's from. So I'm going to apply this 15 because that's extra money. So I'm taking every extra penny that's not a $1 bill and applying it to this. So 815. I'm going to put savings challenge. And I'm going to put plus 15. And so 65, 75, 80. So now we've got $1,780. Which brings this down now to what? $620 is all I have left to fully fund it. So it's getting there. Every dollar counts, right, guys? And I don't even think I have a 10. Yeah, I do. Okay. So that's that. Put my tracker back. Okie dokie. Moving along. House taxes is fully funded. Car taxes fully funded. Pets and vets receive a 10, which puts me at 100 in Ally savings, 200, 300, earning interest, 300, 10, 20, 30, and 40. $340. This is for future vet bills for their yearly exams. I'm already prepaying, and they're not due until January. And I'm probably might need to add money to it because it's getting expensive. This is emergency. I'm only doing $5. I need to be doing more, but I've got 100 in my Ally savings, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 155 in emergency. Savings and emergency are basically the same thing, but like I said, I have PTSD. I like to make all these little buckets so I know I'm going to be okay. And so I'm putting another 5. Only 100, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So this $100 placeholder is in the bank. So $155 I've saved for savings. Medical is also going to receive a 5. I hope I didn't do that wrong either, but we'll have to wait and see. And it's on 100, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Wait a minute. 5, 10, 15, 20. 120 for medical. Receiving 5 too. Car maintenance is receiving 5. My car's new. It's only 1 year old. I shouldn't have a lot. But I do get my tires rotated. And so far, my oil changes have been free. So I've got 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, and 80. And that's good to have because every 6 months I've had to pay for my tires to get rotated. House maintenance is receiving 5. Of course, it needs to receive a whole bunch more than 5, but originally this house maintenance was going to be used for paint, to paint a room. But I haven't done that, and I'm just going to keep putting $5 in. I do have a lot more, like I need to replace a deck. There's a lot of wood that's starting to get iffy on my deck. I need my laundry room. I have a leak somewhere that the floors kind of need subflooring. Things like that I have to do to my house. I've got the issue fixed where the floor had gotten wet, but I don't have the floor fixed yet. But it's just me. I don't need to, but when I sell the house, it's got to be repaired. So I'm just going to keep putting $5 there. It can't hurt, right? So we've got 100, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So, like I said, the placeholder means it's in my Ally account. So let's see what we've got going on next. Month ahead. Only going to receive 5. But let's see how much we've got saved up with only doing $5 a week. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, and 15. So, at least I know I can pay one bill for this. I'm already 1 month ahead. Now I'm 1 month ahead and one bill. So that's good. You know, one step at a time, right? Tax prep gets $5. I didn't plan for that this past year. And so I'm going to plan for it this year. Because it costs a little over, you know, like several $100s to file taxes. 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and $55. And of course, when I feel like it's enough, I'll do fully funded. Amazon Prime, I didn't plan for it either. And I had a yearly subscription that came out all at once. And so, I want to make sure I'm good on that next year. So we have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and $35. Because I just started saving for this. But I'll be prepared next year, that's for sure. It will not slip up on me. Now, this is, I call it my fun binder. Fifth week. If you don't know what fifth week is, that's where you have a month that has 5 weeks, or 4 Sundays. I stuff on Sundays or Fridays. But it's got 5 stuffing dates, and then the new week starts in the middle. The new month, I should say, not week. But I use my money and stuff 4 weeks out the month. And so the only thing that's important to have for that 5th week is my cash wallet, because that's buying my groceries and that's buying, you know, my food, things that I need. And I didn't save up for them. We've already had 2 months that I didn't save up for. So I had to make my cash wallet work for 2 weeks. And I'm not doing that again. So I created an envelope with 5th week, and I've been putting $10 in. Well, August is a 5th week month for me, the way I have my budget set up. And it's the last one of the year. And so when I started this, I didn't start it until July 7th. And I started putting $10 in each week out of my budget, so it wouldn't hit me like a ton of bricks. And so that the last week of this month, I will not be stuffing all of my binders. I'll just stuff my cash wallet. Let's see how much we have. 50, 60, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $110. So I think I get to stuff this one more time, so I'll have $120 to buy groceries with that week. Or eat out, things like that. Vacation is going to receive 20. But my vacation is going to be here October the 2nd. And I owe $1,143.65 just for the house for the week. That's my portion. And right now, just with the $20 a week I've been putting in, is not quite cutting it. But I've taken one paycheck. I'll show you how I'm doing it. So I've got 100, 200, 350 in Ally, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 450, 470, 490, 510, 530, 550, 570, 80, 95. So $595, right? But I have a surprise. I have a surprise. Because every penny counts. So $595. And I'm going in October, and I've got to pay my way and have spending money. And that's what I'm using my paycheck money for. Except the ones. I'm going to put the ones here. So I got my last paycheck cashed. The change I kept in the bank, but I made 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 20, 30, 35, 40. I thought I made more than that. Huh. $43. I thought it was 260 something. I need to go find my stub. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. 20, 40, 50, 60. I was right, $63. So I am going to put 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60. $260 this week towards my vacation. Let me find my ink pen. And I'll write paycheck. Plus 260. And I kept a check and just put it in the bank. It was for $200 to cover that electric bill. So let me get my calculator and see how much that's going to mean to my budget. So we've got $595 plus 260. So I've got $855. All right. Okie dokie. Vacation, right? So let me get it in here like it should. Okay, we got a real 100. Let me put the 20s where the 20s are. And the 5s. And you know what, guys? I'm not going to put any more in my Ally account because it's getting here so quick. And I'm just going to put cash. And I need to really put this cash in my checking account because they're drafting the payment out of my personal account. So anyway, I'm going to take these ones, the 4 ones, and put with my $1 savings challenge. That's exciting. This is the first paycheck or second paycheck I've actually been able to do fun stuff with. The first one went straight to light bill. So entertainment gets 5. Which goes straight into my bank bag. You know why? Because I owe entertainment. So I deducted. I owed it $35, now I owe it $30. Adventure is going to receive a 10. Adventure might be my spending money at the beach. I don't know yet. But I had to use adventure money to pay for that for my tree, remember? So I don't have a lot of adventure money. 10, 20, 35. I did have I had a lot in there. And then I had to use some for the tree. Special gift is going to receive 15. And if you're new here, I'm saving up to help my daughter get something very special. A necklace with her dad's thumbprint on it. And they're expensive, so far we've got 100, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. $265. I think I'll be using her birthday money and Christmas money. Christmas, she'll get $100, and birthday the day after Christmas, another $100. So technically, she has $465, and it's about $1,000. So maybe her husband will help me go in so she can get it for Christmas. Personal care gets $5. And I think personal care, let me see. No, I don't owe any money back. So we've got 10, 15, 20, 25. Because I did have to take some money out not long ago. Wish list gets $5. And if the way I use wish list is something I'm saving up for. And you know, I have no idea what my wish list is. Last year it was for a laptop computer, and I got it. This year I have no idea. 100, 200, 5, 10, 15, 20. So I've saved up $220 for something special, and I don't know what it is yet. But God will reveal it. And I'll be so excited whenever I said, this is what it's for. And I saved for it. So clothes, I owe clothes. Now, I did owe them $50, but after this week, I only owe them $45. I did order some Temu clothes. I love Temu clothes. I do get a hit and miss every now and again, but I have gotten some cute little dresses. Lawn and Garden is going to receive $20. And that's to get that remainder oak tree removed. And it's taken me a while to get there. But like I said, I don't think it's dangerous because it's been limbed. It needs to come down because it has the potential to fall. But I don't think it's going to fall on my neighbor's house. Or not on their house, their property. And I don't think it's going to fall on my house. It can fall in my yard. I can deal with that. I can't deal with it damaging more of my neighbor's stuff, you know. So we have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 10, 15. So $315 to hire a tree company to come take this massive oak tree out of my yard. Gifts. I didn't stuff gifts for a while whenever I was trying to make up for my electric bill. I usually put $5 in a week, and I don't buy a lot of gifts, but today I'm going to a birthday party, so I'm going to be grateful that I had saved this $20. I thought I was done with my extra gift giving that I normally give throughout the year, but this is my son's mother-in-law, and so I'm going to a little get-together today. And I'm just going to pick her up a candle or something on those lines. Nothing major. So at least I have $20 to spend. But I'm going to put it here for right now. And then, since I started work, I've reconnected with people. And I've been invited to a bridal shower. And that person's very special to me. So I'll definitely be attending that too. That's next month. So I'm going to be kind of behind on my gift giving. I should never have stopped stuffing it. I won't stop stuffing next year in 2027. So Easter's full. I'm not stuffing Easter right now. Thanksgiving is fully funded with $100. That's only to buy food. Christmas is fully funded with $100. That money's sitting in my Ally savings account earning interest. And that is only to buy food. Not Christmas gifts. And then I have Christmas Child that I have not had enough extra money to really stuff. Fire department and monthly giving I haven't really done anything with since I created those categories. That might be something to revisit next year. But maybe by the time I get everything worked out with my job and figure out, I mean, I've only gotten 3 paychecks. One went to my electricity bill. 2 have gone on the vacation. So, there's that. This is my kids binder. my grandchildren, I have 5 grandchildren, and I have 5 grown children, and 5 son and daughter-in-laws, you know. So I have, my grandchildren are 4 boys and 1 girl, and my children are 4 girls and 1 boy. They kind of did a rotation. So I put $5 in a week. My grandchildren, I spend $100 on their birthday and $100 on Christmas for each of them. So each week I just do a $5 bill. And this child's got $155 in it so far. This child, there's his $5. He's got $55 because I've already he already had a birthday. This one, $5. He's got $155. This one, $5. He's got $155. His birthday hasn't come up yet. This one's fully funded. He's my bonus grandchild. He's a grown man in his own apartment, living with his girlfriend. And what I do with all the grown men, I don't give $100 for birthday or Christmas. I only give $50. Because men are not the same as women. It's hard to go out and buy a birthday gift for a grown man. It just is. Like, you can buy them something for $50 and they're ecstatic. Their stuff is just different on the things that you would buy them. So he is fully funded, so I don't stuff him anymore. Then I put their, my children with their spouses. So this is my daughter and her husband. They've got $5, and so now they're up to $155. This is my other daughter and her husband. They're up to $105 because he's already had a birthday. This one is my son and my daughter-in-law. They're at $105 because my son has had a birthday. And this one is up to $55 because she's had a birthday and she had $100 taken. And this one is up to $155 because her birthday has not come along, nor his. So we are completely done stuffing cash wallet. My binders that I save for. You know, it's you spend for your future, correct? I'm already spending it, and when it hits, I'm not in shock. It does not shock my bank account at all because I've planned, you know. But this is what works for me, but everyone's budget is going to look a little bit different, you know. And then some envelopes get more than others depending on what's coming up. But the main thing is I'm trying to be intentional with my money instead of wondering where it went. Because I know exactly where it went, right? Because I've already spent it. And it's sitting right there waiting for that occasion or that whatever to come up. I'm not going to be in shock. Okay, so this is my savings challenge binder. And right now, the only challenge that I have is a $1 challenge. And so in my cash wallet each week, I try not to spend ones. If something costs $3 and I have 3 ones in my pocketbook, I'm going to still give a 5 if I can to get 2 ones back. You know, because my wallet's stuffed with my allowance. Now, at the end of the week, if I need to use ones, of course I'll use those instead of my debit card. You know, but this week, look how many ones. I know 4 of these were from my paycheck, but still, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, $22 to add to this $1 challenge. So let's go ahead and take my Sharpie. What did I say, 22? Do I need to count this again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I wonder about myself sometimes. So we're going to check off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So next week, my goal will definitely be to try to at least have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones so I can complete this challenge and start back over. So far in 2026, I have completed this challenge 4 times, and I'm actually working on my 5th time. So it really pays off. And after the sheet's done, that's $60. And guess where that $60 will go? It's going to go to pay off one of those big bills that I've been saving up for. House insurance or car insurance. So car insurance probably, because I have a feeling it's not going to be fully funded by the time this challenge is met. So if I can save $6 this week in ones, then I can definitely put $60 plus what I don't spend in my cash wallet this week towards my car insurance. And I'll get that booger paid down, won't I? Because I'm already sticking $85 a week to it. You see how it all adds up and works together? It's so awesome. And you have no idea, just to know that I already have my car taxes paid off and I don't have to worry about that. My house taxes are paid, or I have the money for it. Don't have to worry. I'm this close to having my car insurance paid off. Don't have to worry. And then once I get down to the nitty-gritty of applying all that money to my house taxes, I think it's going to get fully funded just like that. And then plus, I already have no anxiety with the holidays coming up. I don't have any anxiety thinking about, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for Christmas? How am I going to pay for birthdays? In October, I've got 3 birthdays. And guess what? All 3 of them, I have the money already ready to go spend. I don't even have to worry about my family birthdays for October. November, I have 1. That one's already paid for. December, I do have 2. And those are my 2 daughters. And they're not fully funded for that yet, but they're getting close to it. And for my children, as far as Christmas, I might have to put extra to get their envelopes where I want them. But other than that, I'm good. I am good to go. My vacation's going to get paid in full by my new job, which is awesome. I don't have to come out of my savings or anything else to fully fund it, because $20 a week wasn't going to cut it. So JuJu went and got herself a job, and I'm taking care of business, and I'm happy. I'm tired at night. I'm able to sleep, which is the best thing since my husband died. It's been a good thing to go back, you know? All right, so you've got to remember that a budget is a plan. It's not a punishment, y'all. It's not punishment. You still have to enjoy life. You just have to plan for it, okay? You don't want to plan for somebody to die like my husband did. That's not what I'm saying. But you want to also know that things like that happen. I mean, come on, guys. We all know when you're born, you're going to die. Everybody knows that. As tragic as it is, and how sad I am and how sad you'll be when it happens to you. Grief is a real thing. It hurts. It takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mind. It takes like 1 year. I don't even know. I think it took me longer than a year for my brain fog to start lifting. It kind of rewires you internally, your brain, your body, everything. And it hurts so, so bad. So bad. And I'm sure a lot of you've already gone through it. But some of you may not have. All I'm telling you is do yourself a favor and make a plan. If you don't have retirement set up and where you can get to it if your spouse dies, I mean, you're going to have to pay for a funeral. You're going to have to pay your bills, your checking accounts. You need to make sure that both of your names are on them. We were lucky. I would not have even had to probate anything after my husband died had it not been for an inheritance that his mother and father left him. That's the only reason I have a probate open, is to settle that estate. Not my husband's estate, but of course that estate is my husband's estate. If I didn't have to deal with it, I wouldn't have had to do probate. Make sure you make it as simple as you can for yourself. And even though we had those plans in place, I still wasn't prepared financially. You know, we should have had more cash saved up in our checking account instead of, we just didn't do good while we were married. We had 5 children and we didn't do much. We lived on a tight budget, but I could have done better at saving. You know, I could be better off right now and not living. I know $3,000 is a lot of money, especially now that my house is paid off. I got a raise. I got a $700, almost $800 raise, but everything went up around me. My insurance went up on my health. Like $165. Gas went up. Groceries went up. I started getting out a little bit more than I did the year prior, so I was spending a little bit. I don't spend a lot of money. I'm not one of those. Like, I don't just blow money. The only thing I blow money on is like if I go out to eat with my daughter. It's basically on food. Every now and again, I'll blow money on clothes and experiences, but I don't buy a lot of clothes. I'm not a clothes fanatic. I have lots of clothes. I do like clothes, but that's just one avenue that I try to stay out of clothing departments for that reason, because I'm going to see something I like and buy a $100 dress that I may wear every now and again. I don't need to do that. You know, I just don't. So, thank you for enjoying this video. If you enjoy cash stuffing, budgeting, saving money, and following along with my journey, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and come back next week. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.